Welcome to my channel and another of my videos. To those that are new to my channel, welcome also. Today I am showcasing more of my commission work. This is my 2nd regiment. This time it's the 1st battalion of the 40th Regiment of Foot, or the 2nd Somersetshire, that was part of the 4th British Infantry Division that was present at the Battle of Vitoria in 1813. All these miniatures are 18mm and from AB figures from Melbourne, Australia, and they are painted to my tabletop standard. Just a little history of the regiment before we review the painted regiment. The regiment was raised in 1717 in Nova Scotia, Canada, and was called the Richard Phillips Regiment of Foot. This regiment spent its time garrisoned in Annapolis Royal in Nova Scotia from 1720 roughly to 1755, when it was sent to participate in the French-Indian War in 1755. The regiment spent its time fighting many wars against the indigenous people of Canada. In July 1751, during the French-Indian War, by royal warrant, the Richard Phillips Regiment of Foot finally received its numerical distinction as the 40th Regiment of Foot. After the French-Indian War, the now named 40th Regiment of Foot was sent to Barbados until 1762, when the regiment took part in the 7 Years' War and was involved in the Battle of Havana, which resulted in a British victory. In 1775, the regiment landed in Boston to participate in the American Revolution, where it participated in many battles such as the Battle of Long Island, the Battle of Fort Washington, the Battle of Princeton, the Battle of Brandywine, and the Battle of Germantown. In 1782, the regiment was finally given a county title, and thus it became the 40th Regiment of Foot, 2nd Somersetshire. Now, just to jump ahead to the Napoleonic War, this regiment, in 1808, the regiment embarked for Portugal as part of Sir Arthur Wellesley's army for service in the Peninsular War. It fought at the Battle of Orlica, if I pronounced that correctly, in August 1808, the Battle of Vimero later that month, the Battle of Talavera in July 1809. The regiment also took part in the Battle of Busaco in September 1810, and then fell back to the lines of Torres Vedra in October 1810. The regiment later took part in the siege of Ciudad Rodrigo in January 1812, the siege of Badajoz in March 1812, the Battle of Salamanca in July 1812, as well as the Battle of Vitoria in June 1813. They then pursued the French army to France and fought at the Battle of the Pyrenees in July 1813, the Battle of Nivelle in November 1813, and the Battle of Orthez in February 1814, before also taking part in the Battle of Toulouse in April 1814. The regiment returned home in June 1814, but in October 1814 the regiment was sent out to New Orleans for service in the War of 1812, but recalled upon at the end of that war in March 1815. In May 1815, the regiment was rushed to join with Wellington's army just before the Battle of Waterloo commenced. Initially placed in reserve, they were later in the day moved to the centre of his line to a position near La Haye Sainte. They held firm all day and helped drive off Napoleon's final massed infantry attack, ultimately losing 170 killed or wounded, including their commanding officer, Major Arthur Rowley Hayland. The regiment then formed part of the Army of Occupation until returning to England in April 1817. I've painted, to the best of my ability, this regiment to the tabletop standard, so I can do justice to the regiment in honour of its history. So we'll just have a look at the painted figures now. Here we have the painted battalion, which is the 1st Battalion of the 40th Regiment of Foot. This battalion is made up of 30 miniatures with 10 companies, so every 3 miniatures is a company. So we have here with the 3 miniatures on these white bottle caps, as you can see there at the back. They represent the light infantry or the light company, and also they make up one of the 2 flank companies that made up the British battalion. As we move across the battalion, we see more of the line infantry, which is just the regular infantry, as we have there's 2 there, and there's also the line officer. As we move across, we have more line infantry with a sergeant, and as we move across, we now then come to the centre company, which I call the command company. The reason I call it the command company is because it often had the battalion's highest ranking officers, and also the battalion musicians, such as the drummer or bugler, and also the important ensigns, which are there at the front, which they carry the regimental flags and also the King's colour. And the colour sergeant also there. Let's see. Yep, it's there. You can see him there. And he was in charge of defending the ensigns, so their flags couldn't be captured in combat. As we move along, we have some more line infantry with a sergeant, and then we move along to the last lot there. We have some more line infantry at the front, and at the back we have the final flank company, which is the Grenadiers. Okay, so that's the painted regiment. Sorry that it's a little bit dark. I tried to get it to my light to work. So fortunately my camera skills today are not very good. But I'm hoping I can do justice with what I've shown you today. So that concludes my showcase of the 40th Regiment of Foot. Hope you enjoyed the brief history and the showing of the painted miniatures. Please comment, like and subscribe. Also don't forget to hit that bell so that I can get notification, so you can get notification of more of my videos as they come available. Thank you for watching, and as with all my videos, I have added some photos at the end of this video so that you can get some close-ups and see how they look. And I've selected a few random miniatures also, just so you can have a look at them too. Thank you all once again, and be safe over the holidays, and I will catch you all next time I post a video. Bye for now.